All right, welcome back everyone to day number 4 of Southeast Asia DeFi Week. So, what is Southeast Asia DeFi Week? Southeast Asia DeFi Week is a part of events series brought to you by Access Blockchain Association of Malaysia, along with its many media partners, including yours truly, Bitcoin Malaysia, Blocklime, TalkChain, ETH Grenade, App Media, DeFi Singapore, and Ethereum Universe. Southeast Asia DeFi Week is part of a bigger event called Malaysia Blockchain Month. Basically, how we're doing this is every single day, same time at 5 p.m. on a weekday to 6 p.m., we bring you new education content. And every single week is a different theme. Last week, we covered what are the developments here in Malaysia. Week number 2, which is this week, we're covering decentralized finance, that is DeFi. For week number 3, we're covering NFTs, that is next week. Looking forward to that. Week number 4, enterprise blockchain. Week number 5, we're doing a lot of boot camps. And last but not least, we're capping off Malaysia Blockchain Month with a 2-day conference called Ignite on week number 6. Wow, now 6 weeks of events is not easy, but why are we doing this? Because as an association, we have a mandate to grow the industry. And how can we do that? Is by continuing to deFOMO the space, to increase education, and to help people to adopt, to experience, to enjoy the technology that is currently available today. And how big an industry are we looking at? We're looking at a very unique industry where there are these things called digital assets that live on the internet, on decentralized networks called a blockchain. And if you add them all up, last year they were worth 250 billion, but just only 8 months later, it grew to $1 trillion, okay, on January this year. And it took 12 years to get to this point, but only 8 months to double up to $2 trillion. So this is a very fast moving industry. And the question is, are we able to capture, the opportunities? Are we able to leverage on this technology movement so that, we can change lives, we can improve, we can generate more income in this industry, especially during this challenging time where we're in the COVID era. So this week we are going to be covering DeFi. We already have 3 days of amazing content. First day we covered Aave. Second day we covered Qidao. The third day we covered Impossible Finance. What is decentralized finance? Decentralized finance, okay, shorten it up. DeFi is basically, in a nutshell, the ability to do finance without needing banks. All right. So today we're going to take it a little bit different. Today we're going to help beginners to make sense of DeFi. I'm pretty excited with what is about to come because I'm going to attempt to cover as much as possible. How much? About 2 years of what we have learned in DeFi and compress it down into just 30 minutes. All right. So, really excited, okay, to get started. A lot of people have been requesting for this. This is done for you. Now, but before I begin, I just want all of you to know we are still giving away, okay, Aave swag packs to lucky winners. How can you win this? Okay, that to win this beautiful Aave bag and Aave socks is to participate by asking questions, right? Ask me questions, okay, and I will every question that I pick up, I will put your name, okay, into a lucky draw, right? And then we will pick one winner, and this winner will receive this shipped directly from London to your house, okay, to your doorstep. So I look forward, okay, and to basically give this away to all of you. Also, before we begin, very important disclaimer: none of the content shared throughout should be treated as financial investment advice. Please use this as a completely free resource to better help you in your understanding of decentralized finance, how you can use it, and to make sense of it all. Sound good? So, what shall we cover today? How can we make sense of DeFi? So, I will be covering 3 things today. The first thing that we're going to cover is we're going to help you make sense of the DeFi yields. Where are the yields coming from in DeFi? Why is it that it's attracted so much interest, right? And where do the yields come from? After this session, it's going to become so clear. Then the second thing, okay, is to give you a broad sense that that once you understand the core fundamentals of what DeFi is to give you a overview, like a bird's eye view of ecosystems. Like where do you where do you what's that get these yields, etc. And then last but not least, with that bird's eye view, you walk away with knowing, okay, potential that this has so much more to grow. And that is what can explain tremendous amount of interest in this industry. All right. So let's begin. Okay. So let's begin with making sense of the DeFi yields. Where do these yields come from? Now there are three places where the yields come from. The first one, okay, is depositing your money, your assets into a lending, right? The second one is depositing your assets into a liquidity pool. And then the third one is farming, right? What does this all mean? Become very clear right now. Let's start one by one. Okay, the easiest way and the most straightforward, simplest way of getting yield in DeFi is lending, right? Now, how does that work? Basically, you have cryptocurrency wallet, you have some cryptocurrency, some digital assets in that wallet, and it's not doing anything. But thanks to DeFi, for example, the Aave protocol, which we had them on Monday, you can go to Aave, and if you have any of these cryptocurrency assets, say for example, I'm going to pick Ether, right? And I'm going to click deposit, and I'm going to deposit 1 Ether into the protocol. So I'm going to do that, and once I have deposited my 1 Ether into the protocol, I am now earning an interest of 0.17%. Okay, per annum. So effectively putting my 1 Ether to work. So that's the first place, okay, where yields can come from. Why is that possible? Because on the other side, right, somebody is borrowing at a higher interest. So number one, win, okay, because you're earning an interest, you're putting your cryptocurrency assets to work, right? The protocol wins because they are lending it out to people, say for example, at a higher interest, and then the protocol earns a spread, which goes into the protocol's treasuries, right? And last but not least, the borrower wins. Why? Because he gets financing, it's the money, and he's willing to borrow at that interest rate. So the way that the yield comes from is that the more an asset is in demand, the higher the interest you can potentially. All right. So if we revisit, okay, Aave again, and we look at the different kinds of assets, which of the asset here has the most demand? Okay, it looks like the stable coins, okay, have most demand. I think it's USDT right now. Okay, so people are borrowing USDT at 8% per annum, and that is why if you deposit USDT into Aave, you can earn 6.7% per annum. Now, this is a variable interest rate. So sometimes during really peak demand, say for example, people suddenly want to buy Bitcoin, which has happened many times before in many cycles, when there's like extreme FOMO, and then people just want, okay, to buy. So hence there's a huge demand for stable coins so that they can use those stable coins to buy Bitcoin, right? So sometimes, okay, these kinds of spike happens, and then you could, for a moment of time, can be earning a much higher interest rate during those times. So this is one of the ways that you can earn yield by, which is lending. Now, I get a lot of questions before asking me, how is it that people are able to have the confidence to lend to strangers. They don't know who the money is going to. How sure are they that um, the borrowers would give back the money? So here's where DeFi is very different from the traditional financial space. Okay, DeFi is different because in DeFi, imagine if I'm on the other side, right, and I want to borrow. In order for me to borrow, I can only borrow based on the collateral that I have. So here I have one ether, which is roughly about 3,000, 4,000, 4,000 US dollars worth. I can borrow up to 3,000, but that's a little bit too risky because if my one ether drops, just by a little bit, I might be liquidated. So I'm just going to borrow 1,000, right? So people always must have more collateral, enough collateral before they can borrow in the DeFi space. I repeat, in decentralized lending, borrowers must always have over collateralization before they can borrow. Okay, so for example, in the example that I just showed, which is that I borrowed just one third. I've just borrowed 1,000 US dollars against my one ether, which is currently worth 3,800 US dollars. All right, I borrow one third. Hence, DeFi protocols are always solvent. So this is just the thing that mind blown, right? Okay, when DeFi was still very new, and a lot of people were asking what is DeFi last year. Today, those people already know about DeFi, already accept. Okay, this is how it works in DeFi, and they come prepared with. It's very different from the fractional reserve lending that we see in traditional finance. All right, so let's take a look at the second way where yields can come from. The second way where yields can come from is by depositing assets into liquidity pools. For example, imagine if I have Bitcoin and Ether, okay, and I'm not going to sell them. I love them very much. I'm going to hodl them, but they're just sitting in my wallet and they're both not doing anything. But I am bullish, okay, and I'm long both Bitcoin and so to put them to work, what I can do is that I can go to a protocol like SushiSwap, which is a decentralized exchange, DEX. And in this DEX, okay, I can put my Bitcoin and Ether into the Bitcoin Ether liquidity pool, okay? And when I do that, I am facilitating trading. So whenever people want, okay, either Bitcoin or Ether, right, they would take it out from this liquidity. So it's very simple. Okay, I just visit Sushi, right? I go to pool, I add liquidity. The general rule is that I need to provide, when I provide liquidity, I need to provide 50-50. So in this example here, I'm providing, I just borrowed 1,000 US dollars, right? So I'm putting in 500 US dollars worth of Bitcoin and 500 US dollars worth of Ether. Okay. And then when that happens, I receive what we call liquidity pool tokens. It's kind of like a certificate to prove, okay, that I have some shares in this pool, right? Which is very, very small, like less than 0.01%. And then because of I did this, right? Now, my 1,000 US dollars is in the Bitcoin Ether pool. And then I am now earning fees because those people who put money in that, uh, they will earn 0.25% of trading fees. Every time somebody makes a trade, they pay some fees. Then this goes to the pool providers. All right. So if we look at the historical fees that has been earned in this pool in the last 24 hours, that's 80,000. How much do I earn? Right. The liquidity in the pool total is $692 million. I just put in 1,000. So you take 1,000 divided by 692 million. That is my share. All right. That's my percentage. And times that with the fees earned, that is how much money I am actually earning. Okay. And making my Bitcoin and Ether work. So this is another way that this can come from. Here, I think it's estimated roughly about if I leave my Bitcoin and Ether, I would earn roughly about 4% return per annum, okay, in the form of fees. So this is the second way where it can come from in DeFi, which is putting your money in liquidity pools. When you put liquidity, you're not earning interest, you are earning trading fees. All right. And the higher the trading volume of that pool, the more fees you earn because you are getting paid for share of trading fees. So again, sometimes when a pool is very going through like a really peak demand, like people want Bitcoin or people want Ether, for example, and they do a lot of trades, right? Then this is where, okay, sometimes you might also experience a surge in returns for that moment in time, because uh, your returns are a function of the trading volume that is happening in that pool. Now, something very important to note, this is where it becomes a little bit more complex. When you put your money into a liquidity pool, basically what happens is that the pool would auto adjust your position balance. That means if, let's say, for example, imagine I put uh 50% of Bitcoin and 50% of Ether. What happens is that when somebody wants Ethereum, right? They would they would basically give Bitcoin to the pool and then withdraw Ether. So I might have more Bitcoin. Okay, what started out as 50, right? I might end up with more Bitcoin and less Ether when Ether actually goes up, and this may result, okay, in some impermanent loss. So this is something that you need to be aware about. But in this particular example, because I love both Bitcoin and Ether, I'm not particular, right? If people, exchange Ether for Bitcoin, I get more Bitcoin, less Ether, I'm happy. If people do the other way around, I am also happy. I am happy either way because I love both Bitcoin and. All right, so we've covered two ways of where the yield can come from in DeFi. There is a third way of getting yield in DeFi, and that is farming. What is farming? Farming, aka yield farming, aka liquidity mining, there are many jargon, okay, in this. Basically, farming is um, the activity of earning reward tokens, right? So um, these farming opportunities happen when these three things happen. Number one, when a project decentralizes, when a DeFi project decentralizes and then issues a token as a form of token reward to reward early adopters or early users, okay, to continue using their platform. So let me give some examples. All right. Say, for example, in Aave, the previous example, on top of lending, okay, my 1 Ether and earning 0.17%, I am also earning 1.3% in Matic. I'm farming. This is farming. Similarly, I have just borrowed 1,000 US dollars. I am also farming 2.36% per annum, okay, of Matic tokens, and then I can claim them, right? And Matic is the tokens I need, okay, in order to pay for transaction fees on the Polygon network. So it's kind of like not bad, I get to basically have free transactions on the Polygon network. So this is another way of yield. Like for example, here effectively 2.36 plus 1.3 is 3.6 plus 0.17. Yeah, that's one way of uh, effectively farming. All right. Another example, okay, is that, say for example, I am adding liquidity to the pool. I just did that, right, with Bitcoin and Ether just now. So Sushi, because I use Sushi Swap rewards me with some Sushi tokens and Matic tokens as well. So I can, what happens is that I can deposit the liquidity pool tokens that I got, my Bitcoin digital certificate, into it, and that's how they calculate, okay, with the rewards available for this particular action, are going to get this share of the rewards, right? And oh, look, I can already harvest, small amounts already. They already started calculating my rewards the moment that it already goes in. So this is another example. I want to show you one more example. Okay. One more example. So imagine that, okay, I borrow another 1,000 US dollars, okay, from Aave. Borrow another 1,000 US dollars from Aave. And this would bring my health score to 1.55. I'm still pretty comfortable with this health score. All right. So I borrowed 2,000 US dollars from Aave. So I have just got 1,000 US dollars right now. What I can do is that I can go to another protocol called Curve, right? And they are also available on the Polygon network. And I can deposit my USDC in a stable coin, a pool that facilitates trades between different kinds of stable coins. That is DAI, USDC. So I'm going to deposit, right, my 1,000 US dollars in here. Approve the transaction, deposit, stake, done, done. All right, so it's done. Okay, and I can visit my dashboard, and I can see that I have 1,000. Okay, total deposits here, and I'm earning 4.29% in trading fees. Right, whenever people just trade from swap from one other stablecoin to another stablecoin. And I can earn these, I can farm these rewards. These are my farming rewards. I'm earning Curve tokens because I'm using the Curve protocol. And I'm also earning Matic tokens as well, because this is the rewards that's given by the Polygon network. So in total, I'm earning like what? 4 plus 4 plus 2, kind of like 10% on a stable coin, which is really, really good, in my opinion. So let's recap, okay, what is farming? Farming are reward tokens that can be earned from using a protocol. That is an action that that the protocol deems as good actions. They want to encourage more. They want to reward that action. Hence, they would usually what they would do that they will announce a liquidity mining program. They will announce a farming incentive, right? Which we will see more examples in a bit. But that's basically what farming is. So a question that I get asked a lot is, what is the value of these tokens that you farm, right? Now, um, these tokens, okay, are usually the native tokens of the protocol, right? And the very honest answer is nobody knows. Still, okay, I'm using this, okay, a little bit frivolously, but what I actually mean is that nobody can agree right now on a particular set of method to evaluate, okay, these DeFi tokens, right? Because it's not obvious. DeFi is that is how early we are. Some people use protocol revenue. Some people use TVL, total value locked, right? So DeFi tokens are going through its price discovery as we speak. And but this is I put together something, okay, which in my opinion helps me to build the logic as to why a particular token can be valuable. And that is because these tokens that the projects issue, they are valuable because it allows the token holder have a influence or power in the governance of the protocol. That's number one. It can have utility, right? And scale. So depending on these three things, okay, on it can allow us to gauge, right, how valuable a token can be. Is it overvalued? Is it undervalued? This is kind of like the gauge that we can use. So let's have a look, okay, what do I mean by governance? So let's give an example of Aave token, right? So Aave also did, liquidity mining. In fact, it's ongoing right now, but it's a little bit expensive because it's on Ethereum mainnet. deposit, if you provide liquidity or you lending or borrowing on Aave Ethereum mainnet, can earn Aave tokens, right? You can farm Aave tokens. Uh, I think only the people don't mind spending $100 or $200 per transaction, right? On Ethereum mainnet can enjoy this farming opportunities. But just let's have a look, okay, at Aave as an example. So Aave today as a DeFi protocol, a lending platform, a lending and borrowing platform, has $24 billion locked in. Okay, which means that there are that many people depositing uh, depositing collateral, their digital assets in Aave, 24 billion. And in that protocol, these are the assets that the Aave protocol currently allows people to borrow against. Okay, so you can borrow against your Matic, you can borrow against your Bitcoin, you can borrow against your you can borrow against your Aave or your stable coins, right? But can this change? Can I say, for example, if I want my favorite token, say, name a token, any token, say Dogecoin, right? Can I, what's that? Uh, withdraw a loan. Can I withdraw a loan by using Doge as a collateral? For that can happen, that needs to go through governance. And because Aave is a decentralized protocol, hence, the token holders are the ones that have influence over what the future of uh, protocol is. So can you imagine, because there are $24 billion of assets there, okay, there's a lot of stake over there. Hence, it also influences, okay, the Aave token price as well. Okay, how valuable, because people want to protect, okay, the value of the assets as well. So there are all these kinds of like dynamics that would have some influence, okay, on buy demand, of that particular. So this is an example for Aave. If, let's say, for example, you want to have any token, a brand new token, an obscure token into it, okay, you need through governance process to get tokens. You need to buy these tokens. So that's why these tokens can be valuable. Utility. One example of utility is that, say, Aave. In itself has its own utility because can actually borrow against Aave. So that's a utility. Is you have, because you have Aave tokens. Say you have 100,000 Aave tokens. Suddenly you have a credit line, okay, of up to 70% of that collateral. Isn't that wonderful? Fantastic utility, right? And scale. The ability, okay, this one is the network effect, okay, of Aave. Right now, Aave, okay, is increasing. Okay, it's gone multi-chain, right? It's available on Polygon, right? Ethereum mainnet, Polygon, and very soon it's going to going to exist in other chains as well. So currently, the value of the market has determined that the Aave token price today is roughly about $400, right? And it really depends on how we gauge, right? If for me, I always think long term, right? So I see a lot of long term potential in Aave. All right, so we've covered three ways, okay, of where the yield can come from. Okay, and I hope that you find this interesting and valuable, right? Now, I want to talk about airdrops because this is a fourth way where you can also come from. Okay, there's a lot of people who have experienced a very rewarding time experimenting in DeFi because of these airdrops. But at the same time, there are a lot of scams, and I get a lot of questions from my friends who ask me questions like, "How do I know whether an airdrop is legit?" Right. So this is the reason why I have this together as well. Okay. So the first thing to know about airdrops is that um, legitimate airdrops that happen usually they do so for a reason. It is free money. Okay. The reason why they perform an airdrop is because they want their token to arrive in the hands of them. Okay. Who support them. So usually these airdrops reward early users, and they are done retro, which means okay, because of something already done. Okay, not because of something that you are about to do. That is not an airdrop. That is more like a liquidity mining program, which means that a certain action, then you get these reward tokens. Okay, so that is the airdrop and what I meant. And usually these airdrops are never promised in advance. Okay, right? It's a very interesting thing. Okay, that is price space. So, give you an example. Last year there was a very uh, historic, uh, headline grabbing event that happened, which is the Swap airdrop. Uniswap is probably not probably. Uniswap is the DEX, the decentralized exchange that has become the model for all the other decentralized exchanges that exist since, right? Because they are the ones who made um, working model of the automated market maker, AMM, right? And the interface is easy. Okay, everybody basically uh, copied and inputted from what Uniswap did. So Uniswap, uh, what they did was that they decentralized the protocol, and they issued the in September. And what they did is that they airdropped 400 tokens to every single wallet, not every single person, every single wallet that has ever made one swap on Uniswap was airdropped 400, and that was 100,000 uh, pieces. That amount of tokens on back then, that 400 tokens, okay, the market uh, priced it at $3. $3. So it's roughly about 1,200 US dollars. Okay, which is a huge amount of money. Especially, there was like cases where, I remember there was one in Middle East, where there was one teacher who taught his entire class full of students, about DeFi. So they all had wallets and they all experimented with it and they did all these, trades on Uniswap. And each student, was airdropped 1,200 US dollars worth, of token. A lot of people sold it to buy PS5 and etc. Admittedly, I also sold my Uni tokens, to much regret, because today those Uni tokens are worth 30 US dollars per token. Is that 400 Uni tokens is 12,000 units. All right. So coming back, to that previous question, of how do you value? It really is a factor. We're still figuring it out. Still figuring it out. Every single token is going through its price discovery right now. And it's more valuable, the more useful it is, I think the more valuable it will. So another example was during Christmas time last year. 1inch also did similarly the same thing. But airdrops, because of the programmability, uh, these tokens are natively they are natively programmable, and they are all on chain, which means that it's very easy to trace, grab a snapshot. Uh, Airdrops, can happen very in have grown to be a little bit more sophisticated. Like for example, you need to have done at least 4 trades, and then you belong in this category of airdrop. Or if you have only done 1 trade, belong in this category of airdrop, etc., etc. So this is how an airdrop actually is known done. It's done retroactively. It rewards users, early adopters. Okay, And yeah, that's what I think what's important is that to differentiate between what some people say that, oh, join this airdrop group, okay, this share this link, connect your wallet. I get very fishy. Now, number one risk in DeFi and in crypto in general, scam risk. Okay, there's always bad actors. Who, yeah, there are always bad actors. Usually more than like them to exist. All right, so Uniswap, the Uni token airdrop, 1 inch airdrop, was like what, six, uh, 1 year ago? Yeah, roughly about 1 year. Already in September. Some but more recent, notable airdrops is like super rare because NFTs, were like the thing, grown a lot of traction. If you were an artist, who had, is on the super rare platform and have minted or art on the super rare platform, or if you were a collector who have purchased a piece of art on super rare platform, they recently did an airdrop. And I think a lot of people are happy with airdrop as well. Another one, that was uh, is very interesting is Gitcoin. So Gitcoin, they created this uh, kind of like a Kickstarter platform where if you wanted, a fundraising platform, for public goods. So public goods are the kind of things, where people usually take for granted because they suffer from what we call, um, they suffer from the tragedy of the commons, that kind of thing, right? Let me give you an example. The proof of attendance token, the one that you've been claiming, the NFT you've been claiming, and this event or that event, right? These guys were funded by Gitcoin because what they did was, through the platform of Gitcoin, they set up, said that we wanted to go and create this thing which will be very useful for a lot of people, but may not be a profitable business model, right? So Gitcoin, was the reason, why today we have such a polished, POAP, product that we can use for free, and it's because of Gitcoin. So Gitcoin decided to decentralize recently, and then they start to issue tokens to anyone who has ever donated to a Gitcoin project. They were given this airdrop as well. Some recent airdrops also was the bankless DAO airdrop as well. That was also where anyone who has subscribed, to this podcast newsletter, this group of people, they also airdropped. So you could think of these like community tokens for the case of bankless. Very, very interesting. Here are some potential future airdrops that this is just speculation, all right, to something that I personally look forward to. All right. These are the first one is Paraswap. It's a decentralized exchange which has not decentralized yet, has not issued its token yet. Remember, issuing a token is actually decentralizing your project is actually not a decision. Okay, and issuing a token is to have is a very considered thought. So these are some of like the potential checklists that I personally have as well when I evaluate projects. Right? Are these people just issuing a token just because they want a cash grab, that kind of thing? Right? So another one is MetaMask. There was a recent article about this as well, and MetaMask says that we are considering to decentralize our product wallet that we have created, but they really want a token to have a very good use case before they do that. And another one that I'm very interested forward to see is OpenSea, because NFTs have captured a lot of attention. OpenSea user experience is improving, is getting a lot of traction as well. Very interesting to see if they also go this direction. it would not be a surprise. Again, this is just speculation only, all right? But I would not be surprised, okay, if this happens. All right, so we've covered this already. So there are so many choices, okay? How do you choose? These are some of the historic, okay, things that happen, like farming the Wi-Fi token. That is something that I completely missed. All right. Wi-Fi goes on to become one of the, how do I say, very reputable, okay, and well-respected um, projects in the DeFi space. But how do you choose the which opportunities, which farming opportunities? I want to leave you with this, which is that the market will always find the market will always find its okay, all right, and the risk will eventually always match the rewards because market is super efficient. Whenever that there is a, how do I say, an attractive opportunity, right? Um, whenever that there's like a super attractive opportunity, eventually enough people will actually get to know about it and act on it, right? Until okay, there's a lot of people, and then APY won't be that attractive anymore because people have already, like got their share in it. There's enough people already, not enough to go around in order to be attractive. So the market will always find, and the risk will always match the rewards. Give you another example. Aave currently has $24 billion in. So so just imagine, okay, the amount of users that are already on the platform that already have confidence in the platform. Hence, okay, the APY, what's that? Uh, the returns are not as attractive, okay, compared to some of the other, obscure DeFi protocols that exist. Again, is because case of Aave, there's more certainty. There's 24 billion. That's the amount of confidence that there is. That's the amount of users, right? Whereas, okay, sometimes would have something like this. Okay, Aave and Curve are going to launch on Avalanche system, right? And $180 million of liquidity mining have been announced, okay, for that. So it's kind of similar to when, let's say, Aave in the previous examples that we've done, where when I deposit in Aave on the Polygon network, I earn the Polygon that is Matic, right? So this can actually happen, right? But again, because hey, I'm not very familiar with Avalanche, so that's that risk element there, right? Okay, so risk will always match. Okay, so it's just like that. Anything that is already obvious, usually the opportunity is gone. Do you agree? So this is basically how it is like price space as well. But there's so much to actually look forward to because DeFi is used to be only on the Ethereum network. This is where it all started. But we are already starting to see the reality of a multi-chain ecosystem, right? So when this happens, basically everything that is great about, say, that exists in, say, Ethereum, it is only natural that people would want to uh, emulate and also build similar things, right? So it is kind of like Ethereum is the big city where it has the longest proof of chain. It has the uh, established history, uh, the most economic activity to date still is on Ethereum. You have finality, but then Ethereum is like the big city. Is very expensive. Everything is expensive. Gas fees are expensive, uh, and it excludes a lot of people as a result. Then you have these emerging ecosystems, and that is what, my opinion, gave Binance Smart Chain, right, uh, traction that it did at the year. Because basically, um, they took whatever people wanted on the Ethereum ecosystem and they gave them the ability to do that on the Binance Smart Chain, all right, at lower transaction fees, right? And Polygon has done the same, right? And now we are seeing, okay, other emerging ecosystems, okay, like Terra, like Avalanche, like Phantom, like Optimistic, like Arbitrum, which just got launched yesterday, um, Solana, right? So there's a lot of opportunities about. So in summary, okay, before I go into Q&A, right, how can I summarize this? Making sense of DeFi. I hope that you now understand, okay, where does the yield come from? It's very logical. The yield comes from the very basic thing that people finance, right? So lending is one place, okay, where the yield can come from. When you put your money at risk in the liquidity pool, you get rewarded for basically taking that risk. So hence, when you give liquidity to a pool, there are rewards there as well in the form of trading fees, right? Can earn from farming. And as a result, after all of that, my summary is that it's really difficult for me personally to imagine banks being able to top what DeFi has already done. So, because as much as I respect the bank officers, okay, who serve me in my branch, my local branch, right, they can't offer me the kind of products which, you know, I get from DeFi that DeFi has to offer, right? Or maybe sometimes, okay, the products that they have maybe reserved only for their ultra rich clients. Whereas in DeFi, there's so much, okay, to offer in terms of yield, in terms of returns, that, and I don't need, okay, there's no such thing called short banking hours like what happened in the pandemic. Again, I'm not, just basically stating as it is. I can't remember what the opening hours, something like 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. or something like that, right? And then when you do visit the bank, you have long queues. When you want, okay, to register yourself into a product, there's like huge paper documentation. DeFi, because of all of this, DeFi is definitely the future. Yes, there is a technical barrier. There's a there's a technical hurdle that to overcome. It's very similar to the early internet days, right? When heard about email for the first time and you're setting up an email account, right? So this is where we are right now. Okay, and I hope that in this session have gained a pretty good what's that the starting point overview of what DeFi has is able to offer us already today. So with that, okay, I would like to go through and take questions, okay, from the right now. Let's do it. All right. So SWN new Biro. Okay, I'm going to call you Biro. What is the difference between borrow from DeFi and use your own fund? Might as well use your own fund. You won't be charged. What's the logic? Right. So the difference is that I don't want, okay, to spend my bitcoins. Say for example, um, reason for that is because there's this thing that I call Gersham's law. Okay, something that is a behavior that kind of like imagine if, let's say for example, uh, imagine that we transact in coins, right? There's a particular human behavior that when we spend our coins, uh, tend to spend the dirty looking coins first, right? We spend the dirty looking coins first and we keep the shiny ones, right? What does that mean, okay, in our human behavior? That means we would spend the least valuable version of money and we'll keep the most valuable version, which is our coins, right? So how do we apply that here? Same thing. I have these digital assets which I am certain, okay, personally certain that has long-term potential. I don't want to spend them. So instead of spending them, right, I separate them, okay, that this is my valuable money. I deposit them into Aave and I borrow the money, okay, which is like, yeah, which is basically US dollars, right? And I spend that. No, I, I'm not saying, okay, you still have to return the money, right? I'm just saying that you already have, a source of financing without needing to spend your valuable assets, which is your Bitcoin, or Ether, right? And then you have, say, for example, in this case that I've demonstrated today, I have one Ether, which is like 4,000 US dollars, just round it up, 4,000 US dollars, right? And I managed to withdraw, okay, a loan of 1,000 US dollars, which I can use to finance, okay, a business, an idea. Like if I want to start a commerce shop, that kind of thing, right? I don't need to sell my Bitcoins for that. So it's for that reason, right? Okay, I hope I have answered that question. Um, Augustine asks, okay, I heard about Raku. That happens quite frequently in DeFi. How do investors able to spot potential rug pull? Very good question. And I think the answer is um, don't don't buy into your own greed. So usually what happens is that this is something that will happen in the DeFi. DeFi in itself is a high risk environment. Okay, even with things like Aave, who knows, right? Um, the gauge that there's $24 billion in Aave is a testament in itself. Okay, that that's the how much confidence and how battle tested Aave smart contract already is, right? Um, but when it comes to, say, for example, if a obscure um, project decides, okay, to say that uh, a team, right, okay, decides, okay, to uh, say that we are the next Aave, for example. Basically, they copy and then they give it very good marketing and hype and whatnot, right? And imagine, okay, that they attract a lot of money very, very quickly. In the decentralized space, because it exists on the internet, it will be put to the test. And many times, it when there's a lot of, especially when there's a lot of money that enters into thing like very very quickly, very often it also incentivize, okay, not just the bad actors as well as the white hackers, right? So you've heard of the Poly network, okay, incident, right, where was probably the largest hack, okay, and siphon out hundreds of millions, okay, of dollars of digital assets, depositors' money. Uh, Very happy that it had a happy ending in the end, where only in DeFi, okay, you can have like 100 millions, okay, siphon out, and then people return the money, right? But it just goes to show that number one, um, especially when a fairly new project starts to gain so much liquidity, I would be very, very cautious. Personally, I would be very, very cautious because it will be tested. Great. If nothing happens, great. But when something, say, for example, okay, gets like maybe, I don't know, uh, I think Iron Finance got this, right? Like $1 to $2 billion of total value locked, okay, in a few days or a week, that kind of like thing, right? When that happened, okay, uh, some of the smartest people in the world, okay, would try to do something clever. They will try to do something clever to break it, you know? So that is one kind of thing, right? That's one kind of thing, which is basically how a rug pull can happen, okay, is because of an exploitation that has not been met. But there's another kind of rug pull which is basically maliciously, clearly they are fraudulent. They are here because they want to, how do I say, prey on your greed. So what happens is that tokenomics absolutely do not make sense. They instantly give, promise like super high APY to attract liquidity into the platform, and then they pull the rug under you. So at the end of the day is a combination, okay, of being wary, okay, of particularly new projects. I don't want to say new projects equals bad. Definitely not that, right? But new projects would tend to attract, okay, especially when they have a lot of new money injected, right? Instantly. Give you an example. Another example. Last year in 2020, Andre Cronje, the programmer who was, he got his reputation because he created Earn Finance, which is the Wi-Fi token, right, and all that. He as a passion project, he wanted to do a game called Eminence, right? So he had a Twitter account and he put up some teasers, okay, that this game is like, and Andre Cronje also is quite a unique character because he claims, okay, that he always tests in prod, which means test in production. He does not go testnet, right? He put real money at stake, and then if it fails, burn, that kind of thing, right? So when these people saw the teaser of this game, they immediately went, okay, to dig, okay, into the forums, find out where the smart contract address that Andre Cronje is using and all that, and then put money in it, buy the tokens, right? Buy the tokens. And then because of that, the token price like shoot to the moon. And then somebody found a bug and then basically did another rug pull. And a lot of people lost a lot of money as well. So again, new projects, okay, which have injected a very high amount of thing is going to be put to the test. If it if what's that nothing happens, great, fine, great, congratulations. But you need to be aware of the risk. And then the other thing is be careful of your own. Kitfong asked the same question as the previous question. Basically, this is something which I also struggled with at the beginning, which is that why is it if I already have money, why do I need to borrow? Again, when you learn how to separate your money, okay, between your digital goal versus money that you need for your daily expenses, that's when, okay, it becomes very, very useful. Easy Money says you can stake Matic in Aave in Cheetah as collateral for minting. Yes, yes. CYCY asks, okay, about Raku. I have answered that question today. Fan of a hack on whichever platform, will they take responsibility and refund? So, no. I think the general rule in DeFi is that everything is experimental. Use at your own risk. Benya asks, okay, everything sounds great about DeFi. Thank you. As a DeFi user, are there any concerns? All the time. Okay, so step by step, don't fall for your own greed. Okay, there is a technical hurdle. What you will experience as a beginner is like things, for example, even whatever that was shared today, you can use it, you can rewatch it, but will experience, okay, like things like I'm afraid to click the button of the MetaMask. Do I confirm the transaction? What happens if it doesn't behave the way that I expect it to, etc. Right? So these are normal. These are part and parcel, okay, of the learning process, and it is because of this technical hurdle in itself that is why in DeFi you deserve the returns, the yields in DeFi for this very reason. There will come a day when DeFi, okay, it like becomes super easy, just completely obvious. But by then, the use won't be as what it is today, available today for all of you. Misral Nitoshi asks, okay, been farming for a while. Question is, why do big investors get rewarded more providing small LPs than small investors? I don't know. I'm not a whale, so can't answer this question. Hero asks, if the collateral value falls below the amount we lend, would there be any problem to the person who borrow? Yes. If you are a borrower and then the collateral value drops below, say for example, if in the event, say for example, I have one ether is worth 40,000. I now have 2,000 US dollars of borrowings, right? And ether price dropped by 60%. Okay. Before it drops to 60%, the once it hits okay the 50% amount, right? I would already be liquidated already. I would already, in fact, I would be liquidated at um 1.25, I think. 1.5. I think I'll be liquidated when it's like 2005. Yeah. When the ether price dropped to from 4,000 to 2005, the Aave protocol would already liquidate my position to pay off the debt. Okay. So I would have the US dollars, but I would lose my ether, my one ether. See? Uh Kazi I'm just gonna say Polia, right? Okay. What's my favorite platform to provide liquidity and yield farming? I have to be honest. I would say Aave because I'm pretty conservative also, right? Aave has $24 billion. Okay, that's the amount of confidence that people have on Aave. User experience is super clean, it's very easy. That is why I like it. It may not generate the best returns, right? But I am not very degen. Let's see. Selva. So what is the value of the airdrop? Again, the market determines, okay, that, right? So I want to share my experience, okay, because I shouldn't have sold the airdrop. Okay. It's kind of like such a stupid thing to do to sell the uni airdrop. Um yes, supply and demand, token economics, that in itself is a subject matter of its own, right? I hope that what you do is that you take what you have learned today and use that, okay, to venture and to now go into different topics, right? Like token economics. Study the token economics of Aave. Study the token economics, okay, of Ethereum. Study the token economics of Solana and etc. You'll find that that in itself is a uh, is a path of its own, okay, and potentially, okay, can make you a valuable person that people want to get to know in the cryptocurrency space. All right, so that's all the questions, okay, that has been covered for today. All right, so that's the end, okay, of day number 4, making sense of DeFi. I hope, okay, that you have gained a lot of value from this. Please share this with your friends as well, right? If they are interested in DeFi, okay, let's get the education up, right? It doesn't have to stop just because of here right now. Also, you can claim, okay, a special proof of attendance token by joining the Discord. Okay, get the secret code from the Discord channel, DM it to the POP bot, okay, and then wallet address. Also happening very special tonight is an ETH KL event. They are doing a quiz night, right? And there are some lucky draw prizes. The lucky draw prize also include a bundle, CoinGecko How to DeFi book, right? There's like a beginner book and there's an advanced book. Okay, stand a chance to win that. So that one is pretty awesome as well. So scan the QR code. Okay, register for it. I think seats are limited. All right. So we'll see you at 8 to 9 p.m. tonight. It's going to be really cool because it's not a Zoom call. It's going to be happening here. Okay. Where you will create an avatar, gonna have a good time. it's an entire experience of its own. Uh, really looking forward, okay, to the KL meetup, okay, tonight. So see you right there. All right, so now it's time, okay, for the draw. I'm going to put the names, okay, in of the ask the questions. Just need 1 minute. All right, so these are the names, okay, who will be part of the lucky draw, and I'm going to spin the wheel right now. Best of luck, everyone. And we have a winner, Augustine. Augustine, congratulations, Augustine. So in order to claim your prize, okay, you need remember, okay, that we will never DM you. The admins of Bitcoin Malaysia Access will never DM you first, okay. You need to DM me, right? DM me full name, mobile number, and shipping address so that I can pass to the other DHL to send this directly to your step, right? Congratulations. All right. So with that, okay, we are day number 4 is over already. Okay, be back tomorrow for day number 5 with Hanaya from Zapper. Because after now that you have your fundamentals, okay, of DeFi, right, all in place, Zapper makes our life so much easier, right? And we're gonna have Hanaya, who is part of the core team of Zapper tomorrow, to tell us more. See you tomorrow.